from a really great family, where our parents took time with us and taught us. We would go to church on Saturday because we grew up in the Jewish faith or Judaism.
Oh, really?
Yes. So we would
How
actually
did
go to
that come
church.
about?
I'm not too sure. My mom says there's a history in the family of that, but she was like, it was more like a traditional thing, not like the Orthodox Jews or anything like that. But
Like
she said it
Reform
traces back.
Judaism?
I believe so.
Reform, okay.
Yeah, but the hardest part about that was not being able to celebrate. We didn't celebrate Christmas or Easter, and then you
Sure.
had your friends that would be like, "Why?" and all these questions that we really couldn't answer except our parents said so. This is the way it is. Our parents said so. So actually, while I was still in high school in 11th grade, I remember working for an elderly couple, the Washingtons, and they were so sweet. And they just needed someone to come in and kind of iron for them or tidy up the house, clean the bathrooms, and so forth. I remember Miss Washington, she was on dialysis about 4 days out of the week, so they really needed some assistance. And my mom allowed me, it was like right across the street, and they would give, it was like $25 a week. And like I said, I remember earning or saving enough to buy my first car.
Uh-huh.
And I remember one Christmas, I think the first Christmas I worked for them out of the 3 years, they brought me like a little color television set that I was just so proud of. And I was like, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe that someone valued me that much because I was like, I enjoyed what I did and it wasn't a big deal, to help someone else. So.
Sure.
And just going through the system in terms of municipal government jobs and came across the city of Acworth. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Acworth, what? I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. And I saw the position for a city clerk, but my first question was, what is and where is Acworth?
Yeah.
And I kind of started reading up on it, going through the website or what have you. And I applied for the position. I want to say back in maybe the summer, and I got a call from the former city manager, Mr. Bulltice, like around October, advising that I was accepted for the position. That's, of course, after I went through an interview process with him and the council.
Okay, so you had to come here for an interview.
Yes.
And then you knew. What was your first impression when you came to Acworth?
I was about in tears because I thought I was going to be late for the interview. For some reason, a hurricane had just come through there. That was like September of 2004. And a tree had fallen across the road or what have you, and I had to take a detour. And I'm like, oh, I know I've just messed this up. I'm going to be totally late. And I think I made it here. My interview was at 4 o'clock. I made it here at 3:59.
Oh, no.
And but my impression was, oh my gosh, it's just such a small town feel. And I was kind of looking around, and I was intimidated even by a small town feel coming from a big city like Miami. Acworth is definitely community. As I had mentioned that I remember going into the mayor's office to get something signed or what have you, or to leave it on his desk. And when I turned around, this probably was like a month after I had been here, and turning around and just happening to look above the door, and he has this sign, it's not about me. And I was like, wow, that is something that's, quite impressive. And I know that since I've known him, he's lived up to that character, and he makes sure that it's not about him. And that's kind of the way that I've always thought about myself, as a public servant, that it's not about me, it's about others, it's about the community, it's about the real reason why I'm here and why I've accepted the job. But he really lives up to that statement. And as far as Acworth, it's definitely all about the community. It's about the citizens. It's about the schools, the children, the businesses, and so forth, even the employees, So I'm very appreciative to have been a part of Acworth for 18 years and pray that I will continue. God will continue to see me through, through retirement. It's a blessing to be here. What it means to be a public servant, I believe humility plays a big part of it. Just being available to people, giving a listening ear, doing sometimes beyond the call of duty. I mentioned about sometimes you may miss a lunch break because someone has something that they need filled out or notarized or what have you, or you're staying a little bit after hours and so forth. Just doing whatever it takes. I mean, to the point where I've had to go to someone's house to get something notarized because they were incapacitated, whatever it takes. And I thank God I've learned that through being a servant of Jesus Christ in terms of what the meaning of public servant really is. I would definitely like to just thank God for allowing me to be here. I know He directed me to the right place when I was seeking employment. I'm just so thankful to have gained, the experience I have gained over the years. I thank God for the opportunity for allowing me to serve, the Acworth community. And I know I mentioned before in my interview questions that even though it's not home, but it's definitely a home away from home for me. So Acworth is definitely part of my heart. And I'm appreciative of all the employees and my coworkers and the elected officials that I work with, and also the public, our community. Very proud of our community.
Well, maybe that's a good way to end the interview.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
You're quite welcome. Thank you for the opportunity to interview as well.